Hello, hello. Welcome back to a brand new episode of You Have a Collect Call From. Hey, what up, chat? How's it going? What up, Sue? How's it going? All right. Court's a little bit late today, if you will, but it be like that sometimes. I guess better late than never, as one can say. All right, let me go. Thank you, Sue. Highly appreciate that daily heart. All right. Let's see. Let's get the chat going over here, if you will.
All right, looks like we do have the interpreter on the line. Are you able to hear me okay?
We can hear you okay.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. My Lopez court interpreter. My apologies. I couldn't unmute.
No problem. So I'm going to go ahead and do my initial advisement, and we'll go ahead and call in our two interpreter matters that we have here, okay?
What up, Shelby? How's it going?
All right, good morning. This is Commissioner Procco, and this is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for May 15, 2025.
Buenos días, yo soy la comisionada Procco. Esta es la comparecencia inicial del 15 de mayo del 2025 a las 8 de la mañana.
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month apply to all matters on this calendar.
Las órdenes de toma de ADN y huellas dactilares que se tomaron al primero del mes aplican a todas las audiencias de hoy.
What up, Lisa?
When you hear your name, please step up to the podium that's in the center of the courtroom in here.
Cuando oigan su nombre, por favor pasen al estado que está aquí al centro de la sala.
At the end of your hearing today, you will be given some paperwork, and that will contain all of the information we review, so your next court dates as well as all of your release conditions.
Cuando se vayan, se les va a entregar un documento que contiene toda la información de la audiencia de hoy, incluyendo su siguiente audiencia y los horarios y demás.
What up,
Please
Lisa?
keep in mind you do have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in here is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court
What up,
proceeding.
Brett? What up, Christy G?
Recuerden que tienen derecho a no declarar nada. Todo lo que digan se está grabando, tanto como audio y video. Entonces pueden no decir nada en su audiencia.
We're going to start today with Miguel Quiroz. Sir, if you could step in the courtroom.
Miguel Quiroz, si puede pasar al frente.
What up, Boston guy? What up, Chantel? What up, Sancho 310? Hey, Carl. Thank you. Highly appreciate that daily heart. Highly appreciate that.
Sir, please state your full name and your date of birth.
Señor, deme su nombre completo.
Miguel Ángel Oropesa Quiroz.
Miguel Ángel Oropesa Quiroz. Su fecha de nacimiento.
Septiembre 29 del 89.
September 29th, 89.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case that'll be out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. There are 2 counts that have been submitted.
Está aquí porque tiene un caso nuevo en su contra. Tiene 2 acusaciones. Se levantaron las acusaciones en el Tribunal Superior del Condado de Maricopa.
1 count of possession of narcotic drugs for sale, which is a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs is a Class 4 felony.
Una es por tenencia de droga narcótica para la venta, que es delito de categoría 2. La segunda acusación es por tenencia de la droga narcótica, es delito de categoría 4.
The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter. You currently have 2 court dates set at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix.
Se le ha nombrado un abogado de oficio para representarlo en su caso. Va a tener 2 audiencias, ambas se llevarán a cabo en el centro de Phoenix, en el Tribunal Superior.
That's a status conference May 21 and a preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30 a.m.
Una va a ser una audiencia de actualización el 21 de mayo. La segunda es una audiencia preliminar el 23 de mayo y las 2 son a las 8:30 de la mañana.
What up, both Megans?
You do have a bond in this matter. That's a $25,000 cash-only appearance bond.
Se le ha fijado una fianza en su caso de $25,000 y es únicamente en efectivo para asegurar su comparecencia.
What up, Nikki?
Your release conditions include the terms that you are not to possess any weapons or have any contact with any witness or co-defendant.
Naomi, thank you for that daily heart.
Sus
Tatted
medidas
Bet.
cautelares son, si sale en libertad no puede tener en su poder ninguna arma y no puede tener ningún contacto con víctimas ni agentes policiales.
That would include contact with Mr. Lizarago, who we were just sitting next to back there. You cannot have contact with him.
Esto va a incluir al señor Lizárraga con el que estaba sentado ahí hace un momento. No puede tener ningún contacto con él.
What up, Click?
This information will be included in your paperwork, but do you have any questions regarding anything I've gone through?
Toda esta información está en los documentos que le van a dar. ¿Tiene alguna duda sobre lo que repasé con usted?
What up, Tracy?
Está bien, ok.
No, it's fine.
All right, so if you want to go and step over, you can go and have a seat. Thank you.
Puede
What up,
pasar a
Jonathan?
sentarse, gracias.
All right, Ramon Lizarago, you're up next.
Ramón Lizárraga puede pasar.
Imperfectly, thank you for that daily heart. Highly appreciate that. Bet Boys, thank you for the follow. I think that's what it says.
All right, so your full name and date of birth.
¿Su nombre completo, señor?
Ramón Fernando Ochoa Lizárraga.
Ramón Fernando Ochoa Lizárraga. Su fecha de nacimiento.
Septiembre 23 de 83.
September 23rd of 83.
All right, so you are here for a new case out of Superior Court as well. You have the same 2 counts here that I just went over.
Hey, thank you, Sancho.
Señor,
Highly
tiene
appreciate
usted un
that.
caso nuevo en el Tribunal Superior. Tiene usted las 2 mismas acusaciones que acabo de repasar con el señor anterior.
Thank you, Tracy.
1 count of possession of narcotic drugs for sale, that is a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony.
Una es por tenencia de droga narcótica para la venta, que es delito de categoría 2, y la otra acusación es por tenencia de droga narcótica, que es delito de categoría 4.
The Legal Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter, and you currently have 2 court dates set at the Superior Court in downtown
I
Phoenix.
think so.
Tiene usted 2 audiencias en el Tribunal Superior de Phoenix que están en el centro. Se le ha nombrado un abogado de oficio para su representación.
I think that's his crime
The
partner.
status conference May 21 and a preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30 a.m.
Tiene una audiencia de actualización el día 21 de mayo y el día 23 de mayo tiene una audiencia preliminar. Ambas son a las 8:30 de la mañana.
The bond in your matter is a $25,000 cash-only appearance bond.
Se le ha fijado una fianza en su caso de $25,000. Es únicamente en efectivo para asegurar su comparecencia.
Your release terms include the orders that you are not to possess any weapons or have any contact with any witness or co-defendant in your matter.
Sus medidas cautelares, si sale en libertad, son que no puede tener en su poder ninguna arma y no puede tener contacto en lo absoluto con ningún testigo ni con ningún coacusado en el caso.
That does include Mr. Quiroz, who is just in the courtroom.
Eso incluye al señor Quiroz, que acaba de pasar antes que usted.
But he's my
Do you have any
friend.
questions regarding any of this information?
¿Tiene alguna duda sobre esta información?
No, todo bien.
No, everything's fine.
All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up your paperwork there. Thank you.
Puede recoger sus documentos y pasar a sentarse.
All right, Ms. Lopez, those were the only 2 matters that I had marked as interpreter cases, but could you just double check to make sure there's no one else here who does need your assistance today?
Absolutely, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguna persona que necesite ayuda en español? Si requiere español, levante la mano, por favor.
What up, Debs?
All right, no hands? No hands, Your Honor. All right, looks like that was everybody. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love no
Thank
hands.
you, Your Honor.
My favorite.
All right, so let's go ahead and proceed with Nicholas Pullen. After that, it's going to be Luis Lopez Gutierrez.
All right, let me adjust my picture.
All right, so your full name and date of birth.
What up, Blues?
7 Pullen, 5283.
Thank you, sir. So you're here for a grand jury warrant that was issued. This is for an indictment that's been filed. The charges in that indictment are 1 count of aggravated harassment, That's a Class 5 felony and 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, also a Class 5 felony.
Agua.
So in this matter, the offense date is February 6, 2025. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed here to represent you. And your court dates at this time are going to be an arraignment hearing May 22nd at 8:30. You also have an evidentiary hearing set, also on May 22nd.
Open your eyes, ese.
So the reason you have the 2 court dates instead of just that arraignment hearing is because you are being held without bond at this time.
If you will.
So in Arizona, if you commit a new felony offense while being on felony release, which technically you were, given that you had that, or given that you were in custody, I understand at the time this offense allegedly occurred, this does still apply to you. So I do show you were on felony release under orders in 2025-105411, so you are being held without bond at this time.
What about now?
So
Is this better?
That evidentiary hearing that we set, that's in order to address that status, your non-bondable status. Okay. Your orders still include that you cannot have any contact with the alleged victim. So that includes whether
Like
you're
this
in
or like
custody
this?
or out of custody through third parties, through social media, nothing. Okay. Go
Hey,
ahead.
what
Do
up,
you have a
Steven?
question?
Mary,
What about my children?
Emily.
Can I talk to them?
At this point, you cannot have any contact with any alleged victim. I don't know who the alleged victims are in this case. I don't know what the
Yeah,
order
my
of protection covers in this case because I only have a grand jury
Oh,
warrant
thank you,
here.
Pumpkin.
My kids
So
aren't
as long as you're complying with the orders that you've been given here, you're fine. But you cannot contact the victim at this time to facilitate that.
no.
Okay?
This
All right,
is
if you wanna
this
go
is
and
a
step over,
live
all that
video,
information will be in your paperwork as well.
if you will.
All right, so we have Luis Lopez
Naomi,
Gutierrez, and
thank
then
you.
Cody Forrester will be up after that.
Next. Up next on The Price is Wrong. Let's
All right,
see.
so
He
your
looks
full name and date of
kind of
birth.
young.
Luis Lopez, 5896.
All right,
Good morning,
thank you,
Your
sir. So you are here for a grand jury warrant as well. In your matter, there's been an indictment that's been filed. It alleges two counts of aggravated DUI, wrongly
Is this
driving,
happening right
Class 4
now?
felonies, and 1 count of
hope
resisting
so.
arrest, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The date of offense for all 3 counts is going to be August 15 of 2024. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have an arraignment hearing set on May 22nd at 8:30 a.m., and that would be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, I did affirm the bond that was in your warrant. That's a $10,000 secured appearance bond. I know you've already got some other bonds that are already in place, so this would be in addition to those other bonds you have, okay? Any questions regarding that?
When August 15th I arrived here, I paid a $2,500 bond cash. What happens to that bond now?
Talk to your attorney about that.
Okay.
Yeah, talk to your attorney. So obviously what happened is they didn't file the charges right away, okay?
What up, Sarah?
Those charges have now been filed as of May 13th, okay?
Okay.
When this warrant was issued. So talk to your attorney about any prior bond that you posted with respect to these charges,
Okay.
okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
What up, Panda?
All right, so we have Cody Forrester, and then Rhea Johnston will be up after that.
You got to remember when people drink, they're not in the right state of mind and they can't control themselves. Not an excuse, but I'm just giving a point of view, if you will.
All right, so
What up,
your full
Gingers?
name and date of birth.
Cody Forrester, 8/14/1990.
All right, sir, you've got 2 separate cases here today. I'm going to start with the new case that you have out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. The charge is 1 count of taking identity of another, which is a Class 4 felony. That was the only count I was able to find probable cause on here today. They did submit 2 counts of burglary in the 3rd degree, which I did not find probable cause on, which does not mean those
Thank you,
charges
Julia.
are going away, but
What
they
up, user?
filed it under the wrong subsection, frankly. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set May 21 with a preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. Based on a review of your history, which includes a number of prior felony convictions, including the fact that you're on probation with a pending petition to revoke, you do have a bond. That's a $7,500 secured appearance bond. Your orders include the instructions that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or co-defendant in this matter. Now, your probation case is also here today because a warrant was issued for a petition to revoke. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set on May 22nd at 8:30. And then in that matter, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $400 secured appearance bond. So $7,900 total for both.
What up,
If
Tammy?
you do post bond and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours.
Okay.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
What's on your
All right, so
shirt?
if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and have a seat. We've got Ms. Johnston after that, Angelique Hernandez.
One time for user.
Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth.
Wait, you want Johnson? 51796.
All right, thank you. So you are here on a bond surrender. So it looks like you were brought in by the company that posted or assisted you in posting that bond. So in this matter, I do still have to set another hearing for you. Yeah, I guess we can label this a non-witness violation hearing. Does this need to be a non-witness, or do we need to do a status conference?
They might be having something going around in that jail right there, so
Oh, it's what the heck? Okay, all right.
they're trying to
You've
contain
got the
it.
hearing set on May 22nd at 8:30. That'll be your non-witness violation hearing now. And in this matter, you're basically back to square one. You still have a $5,000 secured appearance bond that does have to be posted in this case. Okay, so same release conditions you had before. All right. Any questions regarding that?
It said like probation violation before. Is that still on there?
Yeah, measles, that's right.
This is still your probation matter.
I see my PO this morning, like yesterday morning.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my PO's office and I went there and it was, my mom didn't answer the phone from the bond.
This is still your pending petition to revoke that you've already been seen on, that you've already gone to court for, that you have a continuing date for. This is the same thing. It's because you apparently violated your release conditions according to your bonding company. So basically that just takes you back to square one from when you were last given your release conditions. So you're back to the start. You have to post that bond again.
Okay.
Okay? All right, if you want to go ahead and step over there, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there.
Wait, what?
All right, so we have Angelique Hernandez and then Michael Kloss.
Brendan, I can fix her. You can't fix her. What's up, Angela? How's it going?
All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Can't fix broken.
January 5th, 2001. Angelique Hernandez.
All right, so you've got two separate cases here today. I'll start with the probation matter that you have. This is going to be for a warrant that was issued for a petition to revoke filed back in October. It alleges a violation of terms 3, 4, 5, and 13 of your probation terms. The public defender has been appointed to represent you. You currently have a revocation arraignment hearing set on May 22nd at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, the bond in your warrant has been affirmed. That's a $1,500 secured appearance bond.
What up, Janet?
If you do post bond in our release, you have the same terms that you do need to contact probation within 72 hours. So you do have a new case here as well. So this will be for a new charge out of Superior Court. It is for one count of burglary in the second degree, which is a Class 3 felony with an offense date of May 5th. So in that matter, public defender has been appointed as well. Status conference set May 21 with the preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30. That case also has a $1,500 secured appearance bond, so it's $3,000 total for both. You also have orders not to return to the scene of the offense. You can't go back to that apartment complex at all.
Go to my YT page
any alleged victim, complainant, or
at CollectCallFrom. All the links are
have any
provided
questions
right there.
regarding any of those cases? Okay. Do you want to go ahead and step over? You can go ahead and pick up that information over there. We've got Michael Kloss and then Victor Pazmino will be up next.
I'm trying to, but it's not working. I think something's wrong with it. Hold on. Look. Am I doing it right?
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Michael Kloss, 5495.
All right, thank you, sir. So you've got two separate cases here today. So in your matter, the first one's a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of trafficking and stolen property. That's a Class 2 felony. One count of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, and one count of theft, that's a Class 1 misdemeanor. Those are the counts I was able to find probable cause on here today. There is an additional two counts for burglary in the third degree, which I was not able to find probable cause on. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going away, but I was not provided with enough information here today.
Welcome
so
over,
in this
Crystal.
matter, the public defender's office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set May 21 with the preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix.
This one right
Based
here?
on a review of your history, as well as the fact you're currently on probation, looks like you had a release from DOC fairly recently too. You do have a bond in this matter. That's a $2,500 secured appearance bond. Your release orders do include the terms that you are not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness.
Hey, what up, Rodney?
You do have your probation case here now as well. That is now for a Term 1 violation, so it's a new offense. That's what's triggering it. So in that matter, public defender has been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set May 22nd at 8:30. And in that case, there is a $500 secured appearance bond. So it's $3,000 total for both cases. So if you do post bond and are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by those terms, which does include contacting probation within 72 hours. Any questions regarding that? No. All right, sir, if you want to go and step over.
But I don't understand. How come you can't just hit the X right here, hit the mute button?
We've got
it's just, you just have to click. That's it, one little click and boop, that thing is gone. We could see their faces. If you're a subscriber, you could see their faces. Faces are only for the subscribers, or if you get lucky. Then if we get a short person, then you'll be able to see their face. Hey, what up, Teresa? How's it going? Act up. James, I can't see him now because the chat's on his face. There's little
Mr. Hudson, are you
emojis.
able to see over it okay?
Yeah, I'm
Normally we try and lower it, but
No, it's fine.
it looks like, yeah,
What a
you're
spiritual.
tall enough to see over that. All right, so you do have 5 separate cases here today, so if I get you to state your full name and date of birth, we'll go over those.
My case. Okay, Victor Pasmino, date of birth was yesterday, 5/14/69.
You're
Well,
right, that was
happy late
yesterday.
belated birthday.
All right, sir. So you do have these 5 matters, the first one being the new case you were just brought in on. So this is going to be for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. Your court dates are a status
What up,
conference
Becky?
May 21 with the preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix.
Okay.
Based on a review of your history, which is lengthy at this point, you're already on probation in 4 matters. You do have a bond. That's a $500 secured appearance bond.
Okay.
Your probation cases, all 4 of them, are also on the calendar today for Term 1 violations.
Okay.
So in each of those matters, you have the public defender appointed as well, and you have a revocation arraignment hearing set on May 22nd at 8:30, still at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. Those matters also have $500 secured appearance bonds, so that ends up being $2,500 total for all 5 matters, if my math is correct. So
What up,
if
Becky?
you do postpone in our release, you do still
What
have
up,
the same
Lala?
terms of probation you do have to abide by, which does include contacting probation within 72
Menace to
hours.
society.
Did you have a question regarding these matters?
Yeah, I was supposed to go into rehab on Friday,
It ain't gonna happen, my man.
so that eliminates that, huh?
Yeah, if you're unable to postpone, you are going to remain in custody at this time. So you can certainly speak with your attorney as well as your
This
probation
one, Angela?
officer regarding your options
this
as far
one?
as still entering rehab, but at this point, nope, it's a little late in the game to be headed there. All right, any other questions?
I was already scheduled. I mean, that's why I was bringing it up.
Unfortunately, you're here on a new felony
Yeah.
offense with your
And,
history.
and-
It's not going to
and-
be a release.
How dare you cut off Your Honor?
Okay, well, I have to talk to my attorney. Okay.
Yep.
You set one up for me? I can talk to him today?
I don't know how fast they're going to have them appointed. It's probably not going to be today because it's
Hey,
through
Kim.
the Public Defender's Office. You do have the phone number for them in your paperwork that is included.
Where's
And I believe it has some instructions as to when you can call them. But yeah, that's who's going to be appointing you an attorney.
I was told I was only had a paraphernalia violation.
The
Paraphernalia.
new charges include paraphernalia and possession of
Yeah, the
narcotic drugs.
possession of narcotic, no, it was
Yep,
not
you've got
told.
2 counts here.
I wasn't told that.
Yep.
Hey,
So if you
thank
want
you,
to go ahead and
Angela.
step over, though, that
Damn,
both
Angela.
charges will be included in there as well.
You're
So
making
you'll
it
have
rain
all that
today
info.
with the roses. Sheesh. 29, 30. Damn.
All right, so we've got Mr. Kongadon, and then after that, Leanne Cracky.
They like to out people on rehab or stuck in hard. Yeah, it ain't. Oh, well, you know what? I don't know anything about that, but I hear it's awful. Hey, what up, Tita? It's definitely not. The struggle is real. It's not easy getting off them rugs.
All right, so your full name and date of birth?
King Gators.
All right, thank you, sir. So you've got 3 separate cases here today. I'm going to start with your probation cases. So you have 2 probation matters here, both of which are
Is this
here
better,
for warrants
Jessica?
issued for petitions to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 4, 5, 7, and 15 of your probation terms. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing May 22nd at 8:30. And in each of these matters, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. The first one is a $100 secured appearance bond. Second is $500, so $600 total, okay? So if you do postpone and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by those terms. It does include contacting probation within 72 hours.
Damn, that's.
Now, you do
sorry
have
to
a
hear
third
that,
matter
Chantel.
here. This is for the new charge you were just brought in on.
Congrats.
That's for 1 count of
Kristen.
possession of dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony. I was not able to find probable cause on that new count that you were brought in on. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going away, but they did not provide sufficient information for me to follow up on it here today. So I am still appointing the public defender to represent you. You do still have some court dates set as well. That's a status conference May 29 with the preliminary hearing June 2nd. Because I was not able to find probable cause
Eric
in that matter, I can't
Fuentes.
set any release conditions there. So you're
I'll
bringing
hit him
release
up.
without conditions imposed in that case, okay? Do you have any questions regarding that? right, sir, if you want to go and step over, go ahead and pick up that paperwork that's over there.
Hey, Call, thank you for the buying that subscription. Highly appreciate that.
All right, so we have Leanne Cracking, and then Devontae Hinton will be up next.
Better than the face, Jessica. Ay, ay, ay. Eric Fuente.
Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth.
Leanne Cratchy, 51184.
All right, thank you. So you've got two cases here today. I'll start with the new matter that just came in. This is going to be a new case out of Superior Court. So the two charges that were submitted are one count of shoplifting as a Class 4 felony and one count of possession of dangerous drugs, also a Class 4 felony. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you, and you have two court dates currently set at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. That's a status conference on May 21, preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30 a.m. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, because you are going to have a hold in your probation case, which we're about to go over, I've done a placeholder bond here, so you've got a $50 bond in this case, okay? I want to make sure they know you're in custody in both matters. So your next case you have here is that probation matter, which is here for a petition to revoke previously filed alleging a violation of Term 13, so a failure to self-surrender. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set May 22nd at 8:30, and you do have a $500 secured appearance bond in that matter, so it's $550 total for both. If you do postpone and you end up getting released from custody, you do still have to contact probation within 72 hours and otherwise comply with your terms.
Okay.
Do you have any questions regarding that? All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork that's there. All right,
What up,
Mr.
KD?
Hinton, and then Jonathan Higuerada will be up next.
Hey, well, I'll tell you this much. Hey, today is definitely a good day not to be in jail, if you will. I'd rather be here on the streets in front of the camera entertaining you guys. Jail's definitely not the place to be. Hell nah. Don't miss any of that stuff. No more locked doors.
Devontae Hinton?
Ain't nobody want measles. Ay, ay, ay.
You know what, his notes indicate that he's an ISO. All right, let's mark him as we'll do him as a house call. All right, so we've got Jonathan Higuerada, and then Shakan Roebuck will be up after that.
Been to jail 3 times, even did 90 days. Damn
All right,
it.
so your full name and date of birth.
Jonathan Higuerada, 12/30/1995.
All
What
right,
up,
thank
young?
you, sir. You are here for a bench warrant that was issued. That's for failure to appear in CR 2023-147-265. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed. You have a status conference set May 21 at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So bond in your warrant's been affirmed, so that's a $500 secured appearance bond. So you'll get that information in your paperwork as well. But do you have any questions regarding it?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
All right. You want to go ahead and step over and go and pick up that paperwork? If you do think of any, you've got your attorney that you can ask. All right. So we have Mr. Roebuck, and then Angel Guerrero will be up next.
Damn. 3-year sentence? Whoa. Judge don't like FTAs. Yeah, failure to appear.
All right. So your full name and date of birth?
Why is this guy all in white?
Kid 1176.
All right, thank you. So you're here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of possession of dangerous drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. And one count of possession of drug paraphernalia. That's a Class 6 felony. So the public defender has been appointed. You have a status conference set May 29 with a preliminary hearing June 2nd, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In your matter, I'm going to be following the PSA recommendation. You are being released from custody, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You'll receive their instructions in your paperwork. That does include their contact information because you do have to stay checked in with them while on release. Do you have any questions regarding that?
I'm being released or...
You're being released in this matter.
5 years
Yep,
prison.
but
Damn.
you've got pretrial services supervision, so just take a look at those
You got to
instructions.
report to them in 24 hours or right after?
Your next court date?
No, I said, do I have to report to them within 24 hours or...
I believe it says so, and I think they say something like 7, they give you the time frame on there. Yeah,
Okay.
so just take a look at that. To be on the safe side, I would contact them by next business day, I think is what their instructions usually say. Okay? All right, thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Guerrero, and then we've got Wendy Scott up next.
For those of you that have never been to jail, you're not missing out on anything.
right, so your full name and date of birth?
And the food
Angel
sucks.
Guerrero, 11/28/2001.
All right, sir, so you are here for 4 cases, the first one being the new case out of Superior Court. This is for 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, that's a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set May 29 with a preliminary hearing June 2nd, both at 8:30, and those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In your matter, I did take a look at your probation notes, and it looks like you have been at least in regular contact with probation. It's for that reason only I'm going to give you a shot to appear at that next court date on your own and release you here today. You are being released, but you are still subject to the supervision of your probation officer. So within 72 hours of your release from this facility, you do need to contact probation pursuant to your probation terms and continue to abide by the terms you've been provided. So your next 3 cases here are those probation cases. All 3 of them are here for Term 1 violations, so it's for the new offense. So in those matters, revocation arraignment hearing set May 22nd at 8:30.
You ain't lying, user. Yo, what up, Lice Peachy?
Excuse me, and you have the same release conditions there, okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
All right, thank you.
That's it?
That's it.
What up, Gail? How you been? A felony for having a pookie is crazy. Sheen Gators having the pipa. Hey, thank you for that daily heart.
All right, we have Wendy Scott,
Peachy.
Nicholas Renteria.
Damn, it was up with all these judges in that cough. Need to get that checked out or get some
All right, Ms.
permit
Scott, go and state your full name
with
and date of
that
birth.
C.
Wendy Ray Scott, 9/21/90.
You said September 21, right?
Yes.
What up, Blue
Okay,
Eyes?
so you're here for a probation violation warrant in your matter. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set May 22nd at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I do see you don't have any other prior reinstatements in this matter. You are here for a 6 open. But I also did see that you were initially in contact with probation, and then obviously you discontinued that contact and the petition to revoke was filed.
Hey, that judge's cough was ugly.
Because this
Something
is your
ugly.
first potential reinstatement or revocation in this matter, given the fact that they also did a minimal bond on your warrant, I am going to be releasing you here today. You are being released on your own recognizance, but you are still on supervised probation, so you are still subject to the supervision of your probation officer. Within 72 hours of your release, you do need to contact probation. I'll let you know if you continue to not abide by your terms of probation that they could submit a supplemental petition to revoke. You will not have the same outcome if you come back through here, okay?
Okay.
All right, any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, ma'am, if you want to go and step over, we'll get you that paperwork over there. All right, so we have Nicholas Renteria. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Nicholas Anthony Renteria, June 15th, 1994.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference set on May 29 with a preliminary hearing June 2nd, both at 8:30 a.m. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In your case, I am going to be following the PSA recommendation here. You are being released on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear. Do you have any questions regarding that? All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and step over, go ahead and pick up that paperwork that's over there.
Thank you.
All right, we still need Mr. Lizaraga to come in, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and wait on him. So while we're doing that, I'll go ahead and put our house calls on record then. I'm going to start with Elijah Andrews, date of birth 4/16/2006, who's here for a new case out of Superior Court. Looks like he is a house call due to being in isolation for being combative. Is that correct? All right, so he's here for 1 count aggravated assault, Class 4 felony, 1 count of carrying a weapon under the age of 21, that's actually a Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of criminal damage, Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of reckless driving, Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of DUI, Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of resisting arrest, physical force. That's not a misdemeanor. That's a Class 6 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. A status conference is set May 21 at 8:30. Preliminary hearing May 23rd at 8:30. And in this matter, he's got a $7,500 secured appearance bond with the additional orders not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or arresting officer, not to possess any weapons or consume any alcohol while on release. Next matter is for Dominic Johnson, date of birth 10/26/1990, who is a house call due to being in isolation for being combative. He's here for a new case out of Superior Court alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 2 misdemeanor. I did not find probable cause on that dangerous drug count, which is actually not a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause on criminal damage. Public defender's been appointed, status conference at May 21, preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30. And in this matter, he does have a $1,500 secured appearance bond with orders not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter, not to possess any weapons, so he does need to find an alternate residence. And he does need to contact probation within 72 hours. His probation matter is also here today for a term 1 violation. Public defender has been appointed. Revocation arraignment hearing set May 22nd at 8:30. In that matter, there's a $500 secured appearance bond. Anna Madrid, date of birth 12/14/77.
Your Honor, if I could just speak heard briefly on Mr. Johnson's case.
That's right. You did want to appear on number 22. So go ahead, do your appearance, then we'll recall this matter for Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke on behalf of the state.
And you do need to address the Form 4.
Yes, Your Honor, the state would move to seal the original Form 4 and replace it with the redacted version. It contains a minor victim's name.
All right, based on that, then we'll go ahead and enter that seal in here. Let me make sure it saves. All right, it is marked as sealed now, and I apologize. I knew you did want to appear on that one.
Thank you.
All right, next matter is Anna Madrid, again, 12/14/77, who is a house call due to being in isolation due to being unable to function in the general population. All right, so she's here for a new case out of Superior Court alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and 1 count of consuming liquor in public, a Class 2 misdemeanor. Public defender has been appointed. Status conference set May 21, preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30. And in that matter, there is a $500 secured appearance bond. Next matter is for Devontae Hinton, date of birth 12/1/95, who I show is a house call due to being bizarre behavior. So he's here for a new case out of Superior Court alleging 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree, Class 6 felony, 1 count of criminal damage, Class 1 misdemeanor. Public defender has been appointed. Status conference set May 21, preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30. There's a $500 secured appearance bond in that matter with orders not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Final case that we have for house calls is going to be for Darren Darkeith Walters, date of birth 8/3/95, who has already been seen as a house call. He was taken out of the jail for emergency medical services, so I did already provide him with his information prior to him leaving. So he is here for a new case out of Superior Court, alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs for sale, Class 2 felony. Public defender has been appointed. Status conference said May 21 with a preliminary hearing May 23rd, both at 8:30. In that matter, there's a $500 secured appearance bond. Next matter is for a probation violation warrant for a petition to revoke filed. Public defender has been appointed there as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set May 22nd at 8:30. Bond in that warrant was affirmed. That's a $250 secured appearance bond. All right, so it looks like that is all for our house calls, and we'll wait for Mr. Lizaraga to come in before we proceed.
Yeah. Can you just take it? You got everything else, man? Yeah. Thank you. What cell is it? What cell is it? 6.
Is it going to be a little bit before he comes in? Because I'll call our last 2 matters that we have if we're otherwise clear.
I will wait till, well, you can call him right now. That's fine. Because he's with, I'll have to wait there right now. You can call
Lazarka's on his way right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
15%. Francisco?
I'm putting on.
Again, if we're clear, we can call our last two matters. Okay, let's just go ahead and do that then. All right, so let's go ahead and have Francisco Castro. Are we just down to Mr. Castro and Mr. Smith in the courtroom? Mr. Smith, I'll have you come in afterwards. All right, Mr. Castro, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Francisco Javier Castro,
And your date of birth.
10/30/1996.
All right, thank you, sir. So you're here for a grand jury warrant that was issued. It is for an indictment that's been filed. It alleges 1 count of kidnap, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of sexual conduct with a minor, and 2 counts of child molest. Those are all Class 2 felonies. 1 count of sexual abuse, Class 3 felony, and 1 count of attempted sexual conduct with a minor. That's a Class 3 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set, or I'm sorry, an arraignment hearing set on May 22nd at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in your warrant, which has been affirmed, is a $100,000 cash-only appearance bond. If you do post bond and are released from custody, it would be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring to be installed as required by Arizona law, with the additional terms that you are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and not to have any contact with any minors whatsoever, with no exceptions at this time, and you are not to possess any weapons while on release. Do you have any questions regarding that information?
No.
All right, sir, if you want to go and step over, you can get that paperwork there, and Mr. Smith, if you want to go and step in, we'll go and do your matter. All right, Mr. Smith, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Christopher Michael Smith,
And your date of birth.
9/10/83.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are also here on a grand jury warrant. Yours is for an indictment that was filed alleging 1 count of failing to register. That's a Class 4 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a arraignment hearing set on May 22nd at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, the bond in your warrant's been affirmed. That's a $1,000 secured appearance bond.
Okay.
All right, any questions regarding that?
I mean, I can't argue my case right now, so.
I'm sorry?
I couldn't argue my case right now anyway, so.
I don't even know anything about your case.
That's
I'm just seeing you on the warrant. So that's the only information that I have. So
I am
speak with your
registered,
attorney.
though, so.
All right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it?
That's it?
Oh.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey, what up, Tiffany? How's it going?
Are you ready, Your Honor?
Yep.
There's one more, right? There was a total of 3?
And those 2 are done, if you need to remove them.
I apologize for the wait.
All right, sir, state your full name and your date of birth.
Francisco Lizarraga, March 22, 2005.
All right, and we do have the state appearing in this matter?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Connell, from the state.
All right, thank you. Sir, you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of promoting prison contraband, which is a Class 2 felony with an offense date of May 9 of 2025. So in this matter, an attorney has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference set May 29 with a preliminary hearing June 2nd, both at 8:30. And that's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I'm sorry, that's not your dates. It's May 21 and preliminary hearing is May 23rd. Sorry, I just haven't pressed save yet, so I had the wrong dates highlighted. So, Ms. Gaunt, I know you wanted to address release conditions. I did receive a written recommendation from the state, but I'll turn that over to you now.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's asking for a $50,000 secured appearance bond. Mr. Lizarraga was employed as a corrections officer and allegedly brought contraband into the prison. He allegedly admitted that he brought marijuana in, but then he claimed he wasn't sure what he was bringing in. He was in a position of trust and introduced dangerous items into the prison environment. There's a strong weight of the evidence. There is video, as well as he made admissions to law enforcement. We are very concerned. He endangers the safety of the prison population, and we are concerned for the safety of the community as well, Your Honor.
Damn.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lizarraga, I do recognize that you do not have any prior criminal history. I have taken that into account. You don't show any prior failures to appear, which is, of course, not surprising given the occupation that you had up until today. However, I do also recognize the nature of the offense that you're here for, the serious nature of bringing items into a prison and what can result with that. So I am going to be setting a bond. I'm not going to go as high as the state in recognition of the fact that you do not otherwise have any history, also in recognition of your age at this time. But you do have a $10,000 secured appearance bond. If you post bond in our release, it's going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring to be added prior to your release. You're going to have orders not to return to the scene of the alleged offense. I'm assuming you no longer are employed at that location. Go ahead. Did you have something to say about that term?
Yes, ma'am. What is that 10,000 bond? I need to pay it and then I can go on probation.
So the $10,000 bond is a secured appearance bond. That means you are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post that amount. That is the amount you would have to post in order to be released from custody. If you pay the bond and are released, it's going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring. That is similar to probation in that it is a form of supervision. You would receive instructions regarding that. They'll tell you what to expect for that, okay? Your release conditions also include no contact with any complainant, witness, arresting officer, or co-defendant in this matter, if there are any.
His warranty is definitely about to get extended, Jerome.
With any detained individual within the Department of Corrections facility. So this would include any individuals currently housed in the Department of Corrections. All right, do you have any questions regarding that?
If I don't pay 10,000.
If you're unable to pay $10,000, then you would remain in custody at this time and be transported to your next court date, which is going to be that status conference on May 21. At least that's the court date we have at this time. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions?
Can I make a call to my...
You're going to have access to phones. The next room you go to is going to have phones on the wall that you can use to make calls. Oh, no. He's going back to ISO, isn't he? Okay, does he have access to when does he have access to phones?
He should have it since business hours 9 to 5, but his social have one. It's not moved to the so.
Okay, all right. You got that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Can I get a lawyer?
I've already appointed an attorney to represent you. It's through the public defender's office. In your paperwork, you're going to have a phone number for that office as well. Now, it takes time for them to actually appoint an attorney to represent you, so I don't know what time between now and your next court date they're going to have that appointed, but you can call them to find out or read the instructions that are in your paperwork, okay?
Yes, ma'am, because I don't know nothing. I want, like someone to help me, do that.
You talk to your attorney.
Okay.
Okay? All right, go ahead and have a seat. We're going to print out your paperwork and get that over to you. All right, anything further, Ms. Kahn?
No, you're
all right. Thank you. Yep, thank you. Oh, sorry.